That means one, right?
Start over. Coming up right here at the Circle Debate Podcast, episode 43 on part 1. Part 1, we go ahead and discuss about this past week, AEW Dynamite, and also AEW news, because there was a huge signing, if you catch my breath on that. And also in part 2, which the Money Mike will be joining us. Part 2, we'll be discussing pro wrestling news, what's going on in New Japan, and also what's our thoughts about the Elimination Chamber as well, and past week NXT. So we'll get into that in part 2. So episode 43, part 1 starts ahorita. Welcome everyone to the Circle Debate Podcast, episode number 43. This is the host, Devious One, IBC, here with my familia, the West Side, the West,
Degeneration West.
Degeneration West, and that is with the familia here, with the Carbonation Cabron. He is a carbonation maker. He is your Mad Hatter. He's your Elias. He is your Mad Calluses of the enemy of Dr. Scholl.
Yeah,
so
the invisible hand. Of
you
course.
can't right now because you don't have your glasses. So that's Mr. MGC Matthew Steamboat, ladies and gentlemen. And also we have the director, el director, the director, and that is the one and only.
How do you do a K in sign language like that? Okay, I gotta figure this out. Okay, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a gang sign for my name, so it's cool. Wait. There it is.
There you go.
That's very complicated. I'm not going to do that anymore. All right. What's up, guys? I'm totally stoked on this episode.
Chris Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, ladies! What a weekend of professional wrestling. Now, before we get into this, I want to go ahead and give our condolences. Obviously, we get the tragic news of Mr. Joseph Hudson, formerly known as the Question Mark in NWA Power.
Josephus as well.
Josephus as well, yes. Condolences to the Hudson family, and we are sad in the pro wrestling community.
Very talented.
It's very, very talented, underrated. That is another thing as well, very underrated. And also, I wanted to go ahead and congratulate as well Mr. Brandon Ascari for an incredible debut for a global.
He pulled it out, dude. We talked to him, and he was so worried because Jersey kept moving the dates and the capacity limits, and he wasn't even going to know until the day the event took place that it was going to take place. Yeah. He just had to streamline that thing, make sure, just assume it was going to go on, and just hope no one shut it down, and they didn't. Double chef's kiss, bro.
That's right, and I applaud him because, man, it was an incredible event. I loved it. If you guys did miss it, you better go back on Fight TV and purchase that pay-per-view event because it was incredible. From every match, just was phenomenal. And I want to go ahead and say congratulations to Alex Hammerstone becoming the first ever GSW World Heavyweight Champion, defeating huge deal defeating Austin Aries. Also want to give a shout out as well to Gio Galvano becoming the first ever next gen world champion. And also want to give out to another this is a tough woman that is, Masha Slavovic being the first ever GSW women's champion. Congratulations to all of you guys. And once again, congratulations to Brandon Ascari for an incredible event. We cannot wait to see the other one. So if you have not tuned in,
Omedeto. So
I mean, I did
you in the middle. I mean, we're still dead center in the middle of a pandemic right now, and to have the balls and the mind and the heart to start a company and pull off a debut show like that is just passion incarnate. That is just willpower and all the heart it takes. I mean, there's more wrestling out there than the big three, and this proves it for sure.
I agree. Definitely agree. So, yes. Now, let's go ahead and begin, ladies and gentlemen. Man, crack a beer and get ready to talk because there was a lot of fucking wrestling this past weekend. Besides,
I got some 0% alcohol vodka right here.
I love it. I love
I
it.
have,
Where's
some sparkling water.
there you go. We did had also Bloodsport, Josh Martin Bloodsport that past weekend as well, Saturday as well. Another incredible match that Moxley had with Davey Boy Smith Jr. And
Oh my god, right? Dude. Man, Mox he is invincible. And we'll talk about that in a few here, but Jesus, that guy cannot. Moxley never dies, needs to be a shirt.
Well, let's see how well he fares.
You don't have your glasses, bro.
Moxley.
You can't do it. You don't have your glasses.
No, I can't find my in the John Moxley elimination chamber.
It's so good. Your impression is so good. I can't look you in the face when you do it.
In the John Moxley elimination chamber. You see, we could take him down. Me and Kenny, we have it all planned. That's part of that next level consciousness that we have.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The next level consciousness here on Circle Debate. So let's go ahead and begin with AEW Dynamite this past week. Man. But before we begin the first match of Dynamite, I want to go ahead and pass it to Mr. Callis over here to go ahead and break down the update on the women's division bracket. So what's going on? Talk to us, Mr. Matthew Callis.
Well, a lot of changes. So over in Japan, Ryo Mizunami defeats Aha Kong. And, Aha Kong has that trash bin she always brings to the ring and cracks people over the head with it. And, she gave Ryo Mizunami a crack in the head, but she still made it. Ryo Mizunami still pinned her, made it through the next round. Actually didn't pin, count out. She lost by count out of all things, and once again, I'll say, in my opinion, best wrestling on a Monday night.
Hey, you know what? I am going to have to agree with you on that because I think the match of the week on that was Benny and Yakasaki. That match, I think that was match of the week for me.
It was Sakura versus Sakazaki.
Well, yeah. Emi Sakura versus Sakazaki. Yeah, that match, I loved it from the beginning to the end. It was just seeing her going through the pain that she was going through. I thought she was gonna lose, but just looking at that match, like, man, these two women's, man,
nailing her 450. I thought it was really funny when both Mei Saruga and the other girl's name escapes me. Like, basically, like Emi Sakura's acolytes, because she's Freddie Mercury. She's like, "Ayo," and the girls are like, "Ayo," "Ayo, ayo," like all while they're wearing Freddie Mercury jackets.
Definitely, man. And then obviously we did hear the unfortunate Ardent girl Anna Jay's out.
Yeah, dude, that is not the time. It's not her fault. It's not the time for the AEW women's roster to be depreciated right now. This is the iron's about to get real hot in that division, and she is the Queen Slayer, and I'm heartbroken. I am absolutely heartbroken. I hope there's a fast recovery. I hope she's much like her namesake's rival, the Kingslayer, Seth Rollins, and can recover from an injury like this in 6 weeks instead of the original scheduled 6 months. Best of luck, because she is an asset to that division, and this is the time to be on TV for it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I must say that Maddie Renkowski, her alternate, she was pretty. I was very like taken with what she brought to the ring. She was a very like new baby face, added to the mix. Who knows what we could see from Maddie Renkowski in the future, because she was able to take quite a beating.
Oh yeah,
I must say
she did, and I mean, she was a replacement for Anna Jay versus Britt Baker. Britt Baker advanced, and then we did obviously, which we'll get into that. Britt Baker advancing, and then we see Nyla Rose defeating Tay Conti. Tay Conti, man, another one. That was another great match. Look, right now, I'm assuming that Tony Khan has heard us, has watched our episodes, and we've been bitching about picking up this women's fucking division up, and it's happening right now. And I'm loving what I'm seeing in this tournament.
Yeah,
and I'm loving it. But this proves to me that, with Tay Conti, her leaving NXT, her being in AEW, getting where she's at, that she has the potential that she didn't get the opportunity at NXT. This proved is on point. And this match, man, with her and Nyla, she put a fantastic match on that.
My mind was blown when they did not sign her or whatever fell through in the negotiations with NXT. And I hope somebody is watching this tournament and going, shit, we could have had that. We could have had that. We could have had her. We could have had her. The NXT women's division is as strong as it's ever been, and it is absolutely
it's a U-turn.
It is absolutely light years ahead of what AEW currently has, but AEW now sees that they can, and the talent does exist to compete with that NXT women's roster. It is absolutely possible, and they're doing it. And in 6 months, they might be equals. Right now, NXT is just crushing it. There's a lot of great talent. They're bringing them in. Letting Tay Conti go was a mistake, but I'm glad she's in AEW because they're eating that mistake right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was a great redemption for her to revitalize her career, and then this stopped the greatest opportunity that she's having right now, and I'm loving the fact that she's putting incredible matches.
Yeah, and she's a legit martial artist, like legit black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Comes from a martial arts background, and just as good in the ring. Just as good at the fake fighting as she is at the ground fighting.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that 100%. Now let's move on. That was AEW Dynamite. The opening match, we did see Moxley versus Ryan Nemeth. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I can tell you that slap.
Damn, dog. Motherfucker.
I was laughing.
I don't know how much money Dolph Ziggler owes Mox, but his brother paid for it in spades, dude. Jesus Christ! I don't know if Nick Nemeth lost a bet, but his brother cashed that check on him, dude. Holy shit!
Oh my God, bud! Jesus Christ!
That reminded me of old school Saturday morning job finishes, except it was like Moxley and a ferret or something. It was like. I mean, it is what it is. Pay your dues and make Moxley look good going into this barbed wire match. But fuck, dude, that was a squash if I ever seen one.
Oh my God, right? I mean, Jesus Christ. And then, honestly, it was a squash match. It really that much.
It is what it is. Yeah, they don't do a lot. They don't do a lot of them. They didn't even squash Peter Avalon, but this had to happen this way to put Moxley in that very dangerous position of literally it's
in the Moxley elimination.
I don't want to say all or nothing. That's a little. Rhetorical, but this is definitely like a Moxley that is gonna kill himself trying. He's just on fire right now. He's just violence. He's old CCW with modern approach.
Well, letting John know that's just been on the drawing board for 23 years.
Yeah.
It's not the same without your glasses, man.
Well, it's like you hear his voice, but you don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, I know. you gotta go fucking crazy
glasses.
But yeah, but after the match, we did see that hard, intense promo that he cut off. I mean, the way how it sounds like, honestly, it sounds like it's for sure that he's going to be gone for a while. So I'm going to let you take it away, CK1. What are your thoughts? Do you think this time? I think he's done now in Revolution coming up.
He said a lot of things that are leading to what might be truth that could be written into storyline. He says that he's addicted to the violence. He can't say no, even though he thinks it's a trap that John and Don have. Not John and Don, Kenny and Don. Sorry, have a trap set, and that he doesn't give a shit. Basically, he's either gonna win or die trying, and he's going to injure Omega no matter what. And I think that's kind of the catalyst for him taking some time off to be with the missus and the baby coming in right now. It's the time. People aren't going to forget Moxley if he leaves, and he'll be back probably. I mean, if he is back, it'll be eventually. It'll be sooner than later.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow he'll probably be back. I think he'll be back soon. He might come back at Revolution.
I mean, tomorrow he's got the match with Kenta. So.
Yeah. This is all the perfect timing for everything to happen. The story's perfect. He's literally going out with a bang in that exploding barbed wire death match from Armageddon from Saw 7. I don't know what's happening with that. I can't wait to see that, but I'm going to be cringing the whole time. My face in that match is going to be
Like, well, Chris, you could compare it to Saw 7, but what in reality, it's all we're part of that next level consciousness. It's all original when it comes down to it. It's all created by this mind right here, the greatest mind in professional wrestling.
The PhD, right?
The
That's
PhD.
It's not like a conspiracy. I think that's what's going to happen. He's probably going to lose that match and take Kenny with him. Kenny will probably sit out for 2 weeks. Man, I don't know if he'll sit out for 2 weeks. That might be a brave call. But Kenny will be on TV, bandaged up and fucked up and
Cutting promos.
Yeah, John will be at home.
That'll be time for like other guys to kind of debut to make the news in the meantime.
Oh yeah, we're going to get that Brian Cage feud coming up hopefully because that Sting thing's going to end at Revolution as well. So we're kind of hoping that John takes the exit and Cage is on the on ramp.
I really have my fingers crossed for Gorillas of Destiny and Jay White to show up at any point.
That'd be crazy, bro.
Hitting whoever. I don't care who they attack. I'm actually okay with them attacking everybody.
We'll have to wait and see. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking. I think it is going to happen. I think Moxley. This is on the way out. We obviously tomorrow. Tonight. Because you're going to be watching this morning time, ladies and gentlemen. So it's obviously we are going to have New Japan, the New Beginning USA tonight. Moxley versus Kenta for the IWGP US title. I feel that he might stick around. I don't think he might lose the belt on this one. Unless Kenny gets involved and causes him to lose the belt. That could be the scenario, in my opinion. Could be the scenario. But this is the steps of the exit of Jon Moxley for quite some time.
Definitely.
And we'll see him back around, I guess, in the title picture, either in New Japan or in AEW. Or heck, he could probably cross over to Impact and probably go over there. You never know.
Man, John's got plenty of a lot on his plate. He's got both Bullet Clubs to deal with. when both Bullet Clubs are gunning for you, you gotta.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, speaking of Cage, let's move on to that. Brian Cage, Ricky Stark, Varsity Blondes. Man, I can tell you this right now, personally, myself, that match was not bad at all. I did like this. I like these four individuals. They put on great chemistry, especially with Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. They almost had to win. They almost caught me off guard. Like, oh shit, they're actually gonna win. I was like, what? I was kind of shocked for a minute there. Like, it caught me off guard. But I did like the fact, the chemistry that all four of them have. And I think for me, in my opinion, this is kind of like the exposure that these four individuals needs. And I believe there should be more. There should have been, instead of being in fucking AEW Dark, I'm not hating on, no pun intended, towards Dark, but they need TV time in TNT as well. And
yeah, they need exposure.
Yes.
They need more TV time. They're not necessarily green per se. But the more you can get them on camera, the more experience they're going to get.
Yeah. And then we did see they pick up the victory against the Varsity Blondes. And then after that, Stein! And then we saw, we did see the little intro, Darby Allin being dragged in the body bag. He's smiling. And then the lights goes out. Sting comes in. See Darby Allin busting a Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 12 coming down. He's coming down, like how I've been.
He's coming from the heavens.
He's coming from
the Jose Lothario point. He's pointing to the heavens. Yeah, dude, I love that. That's one of my favorite WrestleMania moments, man. That was on the list.
That was like one of my favorite.
On the best list. Yeah, dude.
WrestleMania 12, definitely. And we did see Stang doing the moves, doing the Stinger Splash, the instant classic Stinger Splash.
Scorpion Death Drop, man.
Scorpion Death Drop.
Sorry, Death Drop. One of my favorite finishers of all time.
Mm-hmm. Mine as well.
Yeah. Mr. Steamboat, take it away on this segment.
It's like I was thinking about Hook in the body bag, just kind of looking like.
That would have been funny. Yeah.
And I don't know what they're gonna do next week. They really have to, if they're running out of things to do before. I mean, Revolution's really just around the corner.
Yeah, there's a lot of setup going on. Like it almost feels like every show is a go home show, and Revolution could be every Saturday for the past month. As far as the way the storylines are progressing, like these storylines are ready to pop. Like not a whole lot left has to be said besides just settling in that Revolution.
Definitely, yeah. CK1. I mean. How do you see Sting? Do you see him in shape? Do you see him same old Sting? You feel like he's no ring rust there when you see him by far?
I mean, he hit his moves. He didn't have a match.
Well, I know, but just
no, I know basic. But I don't really. I mean, to give those moves doesn't really take a lot of physical prowess. No disrespect.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a 15-minute match where cardio becomes involved and bump after bump is taken. Mm-hmm. He gave a Stinger Splash, which is, it's not that difficult of a move per se to just run and jump and land on someone in the corner. Mm-hmm. Stinger, Scorpion Death Drop, you just reverse DDT, not that hard. I'm still more impressed he took that powerbomb last week, but this does not give me a taste of Sting's physical condition in a full match. He's going to be the hot tag for sure. It's going to be Darby starting off strong, getting his ass beat for like 6 minutes, and then Casa de Fuego when Sting comes in and drops everybody, and then he's going to get his ass beat, and then they're going to do some double team moves. Scorpion Death Drop into the Coffin Drop, gets the 1, 2, 3, and then Sting turns on Darby. Calling it right now.
There you go. Oh my God, you heard it here first.
That's the whole match. That's the whole match.
Record
that, replay that.
He's been saying it for a long time already.
How does it not make sense to anybody? Let's let us see. Let's just see. I'm not talking about it.
I mean, Sting has a wide, a really wide acting range for those who don't know enough. Like, I keep on wanting to show you guys the Madison Rain, like, I have the power. When his voice, like, he does an impersonation of Madison Rain with his high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe Sting might get to be more goofy, as a heel. I mean, heel or babyface. I want some more.
It would be funny if he was sarcastic in kind of the Seth Rollins way. That would be
weird.
Oh my God.
Comedic Sting is very underrated for those.
He's like, you thought I was the good guy? I've been the bad guy the whole time. Something
guess what? I'm neither guy. You know, I just like to get freaky on the dance floor. Like Sting just like go, because people often compare Steve Borden to Jim Carrey, so he might even pull that out. He might talk out of his butt cheeks or something.
Who does that? Do people do that?
Yeah, he actually does look like Jim Carrey with his makeup off.
Yeah, it's not like Rich Franklin or anything, but yeah.
Really? You think he looks like Rich Franklin? No,
Rich Franklin and Jim Carrey, yeah, that's a running joke.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I heard about that one.
He's like Jim Carrey and Brandon Lee kind of combined.
Yeah, stolen kind of him, but yeah.
But yeah, I could say I did like the fact how he kind of like dragged the body back out. We thought it was Darby Allin, and it was Hook, fucking Taz's son.
Oh yeah,
I like that. That was
one more Sting fact. Sting played a cop in one movie that was directed. Well, that was like co-directed by Eric Bischoff. He was like, "I'm Detective Steve Borden." I forgot.
Did he really say that?
Something like, I forgot what the name of his character was, but he was a detective.
I'll definitely never go look that up. Don't worry about it.
I'm watching it again. It's but yeah, Sting's got a lot of range.
Nice.
And after that, we did see the squash match, right? We saw Jake Hager, Brandon Cutler. That was a squash very easily. And then we did see, I don't know if everybody caught on to this. I'm pretty sure everybody did. I mean, when we saw the internet coming out, I don't know who was on Santana or Ortiz that went to the rope and literally fell off. And then he just got back up and just ran up to Cutler, then like soft punches, and then just started hitting him so hard. I don't know if anybody caught on to that, but if you haven't, go back and look at that. He literally tripped on the rope when he was going in.
I'd have to double check that. Yeah, I don't know what
and he fucked up. He tried to play it off like he did it on purpose. Went in there and just started. They're beating up Brandon Cutler. Then the Young Bucks come out, and then we did see, the Young Bucks, MJF and Jericho beating up on Papa Buck. Did see that. Right. And obviously, we did see him throwing them towards seats, towards their signs where they look at the truck, bleeding. I'm going to say it right now. That was so fake ass blood. You could tell.
I was about horrible to say it looks like they just emptied a packet of ketchup or two on his face.
That's what.
Jeez, like usually we think we're biased against like AEW's Bulletproof, but like this is on the same level as like the tennis ball. What was it? The ping pong ball and Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's eye. Yeah, being a freaking ping pong ball with a red marker. And Seth Rollins throwing up, like this is on that same level. It's like, all right, Dad, you're bloody, and they're like squeezing the ketchup bottle over his face.
Dude, yeah. Is what it is. Yeah, it's
I'm just like,
whatever, man. Suspension of disbelief on that one.
oh, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, the match I know will be good, but the hospital. I'm not buying the dad.
I'm not. Oh no, nobody is. Nobody's buying. I'm pretty sure the dad was like, okay, dad, what are we gonna do? Okay, so why to do this? I'm pretty sure they kind of told him like what to do on that. But for no put it, and I'm you know, I'm not gonna hold no balls. Fuck it. For any AEW mark saying, especially that piece of shit, not Uncle Seltzer. Well, actually, him too, and his other buddy, his partner in crime. Oh, that was the best segment ever. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It was not the best segment ever. It was cool. It was a nice storyline. It's like any basic WWE shit. Like,
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you see a similarity that WWE will bust something the same thing, they're gonna give shit about it. Or Mark's gonna be like, no, that was horrible.
Like if you're gonna do it well, at least like have like a makeup artist make like a laceration kind of thingy. Do it like you've got all that money. You could get a good makeup artist and like, you know, he towel on his face. I don't know.
I could put it like this: at least the Flair and Batista one. Remember that when Batista, even though Flair wasn't bleed, yeah,
Flair
Flair
actually did juice himself, though, didn't he, or no?
No, he didn't bleed because I think they just Batista took him. You know, you heard the bang, and then he took him out, dragged him on the floor. That was when the whole Triple H thing. Something like that is similar. Like, you get me? Like, okay, you're beating up old man, and that's how a feud starts. So it's kind of like that. You know, I'm comparing it to that.
Like, it would be funny if they parodied this on Being the Elite. It's like, Dad, why'd you empty a ketchup bottle on your face again?
My feeling on this, and I'm gonna get your thoughts about it. My feeling on this is, by the looks of it here, the way how this storyline is going with MJF and Jericho and the Young Bucks, the way how it's leading up to that, I have a feeling the Bucks might lose the tag team titles at Revolution.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that now, because two possibility things can happen. It's either the Good Brothers somehow will fuck it up for them, and you know, and also the Inner Circle as well. So I think these two key things might have something to do. And then with this segment that happened, it's a course.
And they're gonna fuck it up on purpose. Because don't forget who Chris Jericho's best buddy is, the Invisible Hand,
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, and his painting of him, like, you know, Festival of Friendship. But you know, it's all part of the plan. It's that next level consciousness. But yeah, that's what it is.
So you agree with that, right, Matt?
It's got to be, and I think Don Callis is going to play a bigger role in it than. I mean, he's got to get them back for the kick that he suffered. Don Callis isn't going to just let that slide. We're going to really see kind of like a uniting of Kenny Omega's faction with the Inner Circle to a degree. You know,
right?
More just like. Who knows? I don't know if Kenny Omega is going to be there exactly, but maybe on the following episodes of Dynamite, we're going to see more Kenny like turn on the Young Bucks.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's already going there by far. It's a little tease. We're seeing that, but yeah, CK1. Do you feel the same way? How what do you feel about that?
I think Good Brothers are probably going to get the titles and be double champs. That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see that. Just because it would be just nice to see that, I think, for the first time in a long time, especially ever with main roster people. And when I say main roster, I mean like prime companies, AEW and Impact. That didn't happen even in the merge with WCW and WWE. You didn't have like one tag team have two titles from both companies. So this would be pretty strong statement, pretty good. I mean, I like it because it's different. And storyline wise, that makes enough sense. The Daddy Buck situation, I don't really need to go too much into that. You guys covered basically all of that. And then as far as a Inner Circle split with Jericho out and then joining Kenny Omega and then that being like a new thing, might be too soon to tell, might be too convoluted. There might be too many things going on right now to start that picture to be painted. I mean, you know, kayfabe aside, we do know that Callis, Jericho, and Kenny are BFFs. Whether or not that becomes storyline, there's a lot of shit going on right now.
Exactly.
And I don't think that's on the first page of the script. you know.
Right.
So I think they need to resolve what the fuck's happening with the actual Bullet Club, and then this version of the Bullet Club, and then the Good Brothers and the Bucks. Revolution is going to have a lot of dust settled. A lot of people are going to be out of the picture. A lot of new people are going to be in new positions within the picture, and then we'll figure out what the hell is happening, because we still have like Private Party are kind of in Impact Tag Division, and AEW. You know, there's so many variables going on right now that it's so hard to just.
Matt Hardy's heel, you know.
Matt Hardy's heel. So yeah, there is a lot going on, and it dare I say, it might almost be too much for the casual to follow, which can kind of lose a bit of its market when you're like, I don't understand.
Yeah, the big bad Beetleborgs are going to show up, and
I love the Beetleborgs are dope. I love DR Troopers. VR.
Yeah, they're just going to show up just out of nowhere. It's like, this is the way we're going to resolve all these storylines. It's just going to be us, VR Troopers, and big bad Beetleborgs versus everybody else.
Together, we're going to be taking on the Bioman. Dude, Matt knows because he's probably Asian. So yeah,
probably.
And I grew up in a Korean community, and he knows that. So I am aware of Bioman, man. That's my jam. But no, there's a lot of shit going on right now. It might be too much for the casual. I honestly, as I say that, kind of think that might be true as far as keeping track of teams and factions and past rivalries, because everything happening right now started in like Japan and Impact long before AEW was even a thing. So I'm hoping everybody watching can just figure out what happens, and when this train gets out of the station and starts to land, and Revolution has to resolve some of these issues, man. We need to start directing things a little easier. We'll get to it in a second, but the Adam Page thing, that's still, and I mean this with pun intended, that's still a wagon that's off the rails. We don't know what the fuck. That's like a storyline within a storyline that's like old, and then now it's new, and then they double switched Matt Hardy back around again with Private Party, and then Dark Order's in, and then it's just like,
well, I mean,
a lot of stitching, man. As I say it out loud, it's like I'm keeping up with it because I'm insane, but like you really got to be on top of your mark game to remember what the fuck's happening, why it's happening, and then still have no idea where it's going.
Yeah.
So I hope, I said it just a second ago, they bring it down, slow it down a little bit, make it a little bit easier to follow.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. And hopefully, like you said, they'll close some chapters and start new ones at Revolution. So
yeah, it's like that little girl in Science who would keep opening a bottle of water and never finishing it. Now she has 20 bottles of water. That's kind of what AEW is doing right now. And let us drink.
Yeah, there you go. just drink. I mean, I'm drinking.
I finished this. This is a gallon a day, brother.
Hey, I already had my gallon earlier today when I was working.
Sick, dude, that's all you need.
Yes. But yes, definitely. Speaking of Hangman and Private Party, let's get into that match. Actually, I'm gonna honestly, that was not a bad match. I enjoyed Isaiah and I enjoyed Hangman. Honestly, this match was incredible on both sides. I like the chemistry, how they put it. Scary moments they were in the match. Then we did see TH2, backing him up. Then we see, of course, our fellow members.
That's the team, by the way. Angelico and
Jack Evans.
Jack Evans. Holy fucking shit! That came out of nowhere.
I love that.
That was like an accidental tag team that just does very well together. So keep that around.
Oh man, they should. I don't think they should break them up.
I don't think they should break them up either. But I hope that they keep them in the tag division in a prominent spot and not just be like dark main eventers or something.
Yeah, they're stars from AAA. I mean, they're great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I love Angelico's submission style. I mean, like he has such a different style of submission. I do want to see him in singles matches, but not as a permanent singles competitor.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that match was it was great. We did see, John Silver, Dark Order, and Reynolds coming out, backing him up, back up Adam Hangman Page. The aftermath, Hangman won. And then in the aftermath of that match was when we saw Matt Hardy.
Exactly.
Matt Hardy just
coming.
Throw a fucking 5 right through, I'm gonna keep hurting. So you chose Dark Order over me. I'm gonna hurt you, and I'm gonna hurt every member of Dark Order. And he started with fucking 5. Come on, we all knew it was happening with 5. Man.
Yeah,
we all fucking knew. He's not gonna hurt Uno or fucking no way at Jose at all. He was not gonna. So yeah, he fucked up. Alan Angels. And this is the beginning of now be coming together now with Hangman, and like how you said earlier, Chris, like where the fuck are they going with this? And yeah, I'm with you on this one. Like, are you gonna go with him or not? I mean,
Yeah.
we did see on BTE, we did see that. Okay, you don't have to join us, but he could just, we'll back you up. You'll back us up. I'm okay with that. Okay, that's a fresh start. I get it, but they need to end this quickly as possible because it's like how you said earlier. It's just like, where are you going from here? You're not directly to the
Adam Page right now kind of feels like the stuffed animal in the claw machine at the arcade where you put the quarter in and then you try to pick up the stuffed animal, but you keep dropping it. And you're like, each time you're like a little bit closer to hitting the mark and you're just like, put him in the Elite, didn't work out. Put him with Matt Hardy, didn't work out. Put him in Dark Order, is it going to work out? Like, I honestly think Adam Page is the lone wolf. Putting him in a faction kind of takes that away. He was in he was in the Elite for the first year of AEW. And the reason he left that, besides being a raging alcoholic, was he wanted to be alone. He's the Lone Ranger. Let him be that. Tell him to fuck off to the contracts, to the Matt Hardys, to the Dark Order. Let him take his beating from the Dark Order, which I think is going to help keep the Dark Order evil, pun intended, with Evil Uno. But yeah, I just think Adam Page, his character, it was like trying to put Austin in try to put Austin in the Ministry. It would not work. Or put him in the Corporation. It would not work. Austin is that lone wolf, man, and Austin fucking Adam Page.
You know what? I got a pretty wacky.
And I don't mean Austin the heel when he finally eventually went heel, but I mean like that original
Alliance Austin.
Yeah, like no.
No, I gotta say, Adam Page. I got the craziest analogy for him. Adam Page is the female lead in a Korean drama that all the guys are fighting over.
Oh my!
It's like
I've seen one Korean movie and it was about a hitman. So go for it.
It's like I've got a crush on Adam Page.
Old boy counts. Sorry, I've seen two.
It's like Adam Page. I have a crush on you. No, I have a crush on you. No, you can't have him. I want him.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't he dreamy, guys?
He's all right.
Oh well, speaking of dreamy, your dreamy is coming in right now as we speak. So and here he is. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. I need to get myself ready here. Oh my goodness, he is here. There you go.
Are we live?
I got drinks.
We are live.
Water.
We are
live.
That's
Okay.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and introduce this individual. I have to do this. If not, he's gonna kill me, and then I don't want his manager Callis over here to give me shit about it when we're off air. So I just gotta do this. So, ladies and gentlemen, he is a multi-time recording artist, a graduate from Cal State Dominguez Hills. He is the 2018 Los Angeles Karaoke World Champion. He also lives 1,977,000 miles from Winnipeg, Minnesota, Canada. He is the Master Disaster, the King of Sting, the man with the plan, and that is Money Mike Lopez.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here. How you guys doing tonight?
Party,
Awesome.
man.
How about yourself?
Doing good.
Good. Awesome. My brain is swelled up with all the knowledge that I'm ready to, share. So here we go.
Definitely.
All right.
We were just talking about the Adam Hangman Page situation match with Isaiah. So if you want to give us your thoughts about that match versus Isaiah and the aftermath after that, and what are your thoughts about it?
Yeah. I find it interesting that they're going in this direction. I actually did not think that Private Party was going to go heel to begin with. So I'm actually kind of liking that. I think that's a good direction for them. And as far as this whole storyline goes, I personally would like to see I would like to see Hangman win and see what happens with that. But if I were betting money, then I would go ahead and say that Matt Hardy is going to win.
So
Okay.
for the rest of the year, or like whatever leading up for the year, Matt Hardy's getting 50% of Adam Page's merch sales. I think that's the contract, right? Is that the contract stipulation?
The quarter, like
First
the
quarter of
The first quarter
2021.
of this year, yeah, that's fucked. Hopefully, Adam Page has no T-shirt sales. And he's like, I didn't sell any merch, motherfucker.
Definitely. All right, so let's move on with that. Now let's move on with Matthew's favorite segment. Of course, we did see the Don Callis and Kenny Omega segment as out. Marvez comes in. What are you guys doing? What are you build? Seeing the hammer.
We're working on the John Moxley Elimination Chamber.
Wait. Where are the glasses, Don?
I told him.
What is this?
That's been happening this entire episode.
It's like
not the same about the glasses.
Cereal with water or something.
Ew, bro, how did you know I've done that when I was 4 and poor? I literally have tried that, bro. It did not work out. Even as a child, I knew that's not right.
Not the best move.
Not the best move. We already know. We all been there, man. I've been there myself, bro. I know. But yeah, go ahead, Mr. Callis. Tell us.
Well, you see, Kenny, he was working on he stopped wearing his protection mask when he was working on the barbed wire, this electrified barbed wire that we're using to destroy John Moxley. It's part of that next level.
Is it electrified also? Is this a spoiler, or I thought it was just gonna be like
electrified, exploding, whatever we can. It's all possible. You see, we don't make death matches. We make history.
All right, CK1, take the floor yours in that segment. What do you feel about it?
On the go home?
No, on the Kenny Omega and the Don Callis. The reason why I asked, because I want to give you guys a thought. What does that segment remind you of? Like, just think about it very clearly. Let's go back in the past. Seeing the hammer, just think about it. The hammer, you hear
reminds me of Iron Man.
Okay, yes, I know it does.
I mean, I was watching Iron Man 1 recently, so that's what came up.
Okay, but it has something in
Double
pro
or
wrestling.
nothing.
Something in pro wrestling that I think.
Hold on.
Triple H.
No.
I gotta double scan the script for that real quick because there was a lot of shit going on.
Okay, but so you want me to spoil it? I don't want to say it, or you?
Yeah, just go ahead and spoil it.
Okay. I'm gonna say it. Okay. The reason why I brought the segment up because it reminds me of something, and it reminds me of the Undertaker building a casket. When that's what it reminds me of. You remember that back in his promos, him building a casket. And you see Paul Bearer. Oh yes, he's been building a casket for either I think it was for Yokozuna, Kamala, one of them he was doing. I think it was he's done that for like his opponents that he's had. For 2 of them having a casket match.
Did he have one with Vader? He had one definitely with Kevin Nash. Definitely was one with Kevin Nash.
Yeah, that was
Nash. They had like the fake Nash, not Kane.
Oh no, yeah, but that was only a segment. But I'm trying like him building a casket was for a match for Kamala and I think Yokozuna as well. Right. And I did hear Mr. Seltzer and his other sidekick buddy talking about that, and reminds me of Mad Dog Vachon because I think he did that as well, building a casket back in I forgot what match. But one thing that I disliked that I felt was disrespectful to the Undertaker was when Seltzer said that Mad Dog at least cut a better promo than Undertaker ever did in his life. I'm like, what? Wait a minute, motherfucker. You just said that shit?
Taker never cut promos, though. That's the whole fucking gimmick is that he doesn't talk. What the fuck is he talking about?
He said that ever in his life. Like, what do you mean ever in his life?
The 3 lines that Taker ever had. Rest in peace. That's his only promo.
He was cutting promos during
I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the dead man didn't do promos.
Yeah.
Generally speaking. Now there was that whole
DDP did promos, but not the dead man.
The whole DDP Sarah angle where he talked, and that was fucking bad TV to begin with, but it doesn't count. Yeah. Taker was the whole point was he was the dead man. He didn't talk. What the fuck do you want from him? A 5-star 10-star Oscar-winning speech? He's not dropping pipe bombs.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is what he said ever in his life. That's what I'm like, wait a minute. Don't say that he never, ever cut a fucking promo. That's where I got upset. You get me? Yeah. That's where I'm getting upset. I get your point about him being a dead man. That's understanding. But what I'm saying is when you said ever, okay, fucker, you better watch your mouth because that's something that you do not say to Mark Calloway, my opinion. Or
you're going to rest in peace.
There you go.
Okay.
That's there you go.
I love
all
it.
You need.
I love it.
Now, I just want to say that Kenny Omega, you can't fool me. I've worked on projects like this before, and you know damn well you picked up that hammer as soon as the cameras showed up. So don't go on here.
He took off his face protection.
Please. No, I don't buy it 1 second.
I'm bothered why he didn't put his face protection back on. I was like, whoops, I dropped this.
Oh my god! I was gonna, you know what? I was gonna bring it up to you, Mike, but you already said it. Like you, Mike, you should know this. Like, you worked in projects like this before, so. It's like... Oh my god!
It's that next level consciousness.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on with that. I want to move on now that we did earlier mention about the women's division. Now this is the one that who's going to make it to face, who's going to make it in the finals. So it was Nyla Rose versus Britt Baker. But
no, it's Bit Breaker.
Little bit of bit.
I'm
Biscuit
done.
Breaker.
That's why I don't do comedy.
Shake and bake.
Yeah.
Shake and bake.
I don't know what to do with my hands. All right, we're off the charts.
Let's go back. All right, yeah, let's go back.
Big bad Beetleborgs.
So,
you had to be there, Mike. You had to be there for that one.
You had to be there for that one.
I can only imagine.
Mm-hmm. So yes, an incredible match between these two individuals, and obviously you had two great heels going at it. I love the fact that Britt was more the heel, the more heelish, how she played it off more than Nyla. Nyla was more like you're tough, like you're a very tough one that was going to beat the shit out of you. And I mean, and I enjoyed it very deeply. These two great women put a great match. Kudos to Britt Baker, even though everybody was expecting for Britt to advance. Because remind you, we still have coming up this Sunday, which, you know, Matt will break it down right after in a few. But this match was incredible and unexpected that Nyla advances. Now she's waiting on the U.S. side, waiting for the winner of Thunder Rosa and Riho. So I'm going to know you, Money Mike. What are your thoughts about this match?
I want Thunder Rosa to win, but because Britt Baker's out, I feel that's not gonna happen. I feel like Riho is gonna go ahead. We're gonna get a rematch between Riho and Nyla Rose, and there you go. And then she's gonna go on to the finals. I think Riho is gonna win the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah, that's fucking. Considering she's already the first AEW Women's Champion ever, that's a bold statement that's not unrealistic.
Absolutely.
That's all I have is that sometimes somebody loses because they've already earned their keep and got their reward, which I thought is the way that was going to go. She's already had that title in that spotlight, and they usually use these tournaments to push somebody who hasn't. But you could be right. It is pro wrestling. Anything can happen, man. Don't never leave it in the hands of the judges.
Definitely. Matt Callis, talk to us.
So I was actually thinking Thunder Rosa is going to make it because of, just because of what has to happen in the finals. Because Rio has already been the champion. Over on the Japan side, it's Yuka Sakazaki versus Ryo Mizunami. Yuka Sakazaki has a history with Britt Baker, and but now that Britt Baker's out, Yuka Sakazaki could have something to settle with, Thunder Rosa, something to settle with. She could settle something with Nyla Rose, And once again, coming this Sunday is the 6-woman tag, and we get to see Maki Ito in the ring once again. And I don't know. Can I talk about Alex?
Yeah, this is gonna be you. Yeah, go for it.
We can talk about Alex Shelley.
Do it.
Go ahead.
You want me to post a tweet? Do you have it? I have it right here. I'll put it up.
Yeah, I'll put it in the background.
Let me grab it. Mike, talking. I'll have it up in like 25 seconds.
I don't know, Mike, if you heard. So there's a little bit of a quasi romance between Alex Shelley of the Motor City Machine Guns and Maki Ito.
She tooled him up, dude.
Yeah. He's like, I just want to talk about Grand Naniwa and Jerry Lynn in Michinoku Pro with Maki Ito. Maybe we'll go out for coffee.
Take her out to dinner in an arcade. Here it is.
Yeah. I just want to take her out to dinner and maybe
let me do it. To clarify, firstly, I like Maki Ito. I think she's cool and smart. It does not mean anything more than that. I want to go to an arcade with her and talk about how awesome 90s Michinoku Pro is. Maybe go for a walk. That's it. Seriously. Maki Ito. Good morning, Alex. Simply. Have a great night. She straight up called him a simp on Twitter in a retweet, and it is glorious.
Well, Alex asked her to the movies, and this could go many different ways because Warhorse is like, I'm writing a movie about their relationship. Like, you know, friggin' it's like, no, like him actually arguing with Maki Ito's dad and then picking her up on a motorcycle while they play 80s rock music, Night Ranger.
I want to see them Dance Dance
Christian.
Revolution it up, dude. That'd be sick. Go to like a wasabi bar
Oh, yeah.
with an arcade and just play that for like a couple hours.
And they also want to take her to the movies, so I think they're gonna reenact Mariah Carey's Heartbreaker,
Oh, Jesus.
just like where they're dancing in the movie theater, and then Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor are gonna be the backup dancers.
Yeah.
Heartbreak, you got the best of, like, it's gonna be that all over again. Mikey's feeling it.
Well, yes, like how Matt's mentioned this Sunday. Make sure you guys watch it on Bleacher Report Live, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, excuse me, do my own tongue.
No, it's all good. We've been drinking.
Actually, this is like my second beer, so I had a long day. So, but yes, don't forget to tune in for
What's
that.
second in Spanish? Does it mean 14? Your 14th beer?
I'm not even there yet. But no, I'm saving up for part 2 because Mike and I got a lot to talk about in part 2. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we do.
Well, yeah, definitely have to. But yes, so make sure you get tuned in this Sunday for that, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's move on to the main event of the evening of that for AEW, which is we saw Rey Fénix versus Lance Archer.
This was the main event. It wasn't anything involving Moxley or Omega or the Young Bucks or anybody. This was some awesome mid-card guys on the main event of Dynamite.
Elevate.
They hit the up button, and these guys are going straight to the top floor. Oh my God! Continue. I'm just so stoked that they're brave enough. They don't care. Tony Khan does not give a shit. Main event, some mid-card dudes who deserve to be in the main event, and they did it.
Phenomenal, fantastic, exquisite, astonishing match. I could put it all the above. Everything what anybody would like to have as a main event, especially Rey Fénix's attributes versus Lance Archer's attributes. It was incredible how these two meshed and made that match look insane. And kudos to both of these two gentlemen for putting a great performance. And we did see Archer advancing. I wish these two were involved in that ladder match, but unfortunately, I mean, at least we have Cero Miedo, who is still in there, so we got him.
We got the other Lucha Bro,
which is fine, like maybe Rey Fénix. Maybe
wait, no,
break. That's Lucha House Party, bro. But at least Rey Fénix needs a little break. Come on, he's been doing a lot. If you noticed, he has been doing a lot of.
He's been doing a lot since before AEW. I don't think he had any downtime since even before Lucha Underground.
He was the AAA Mega Campeon on.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he had a lot of more work time compared to his brother because he did have various of injuries that kept him out on the shelf. So I think this is about time that Rey takes a little break. Rey Fénix and let Penta now take over a little bit. Why not? But I can say overall this match was insane. I loved it. So I'll let you, CK1, the floor is yours in this match.
Yeah, man, easy to talk about because of how good it is. What I want to mention is there's so many styles between wrestlers on the AEW roster. It's very. Sorry, I just saw the shadow of my cat, but it was in the reflection of my patio door, so I thought my cat was outside, which he never does, and it scared the shit out of me. I was like, what's going on? There's so many different diverse styles in AEW, and this is a great example of them. I don't want to say taking a risk, but you don't see a lot of this in other rosters. You have he's so much more than a luchador. He has this, I mean, this evil style, and it's perfect for his character because he wrestles the way his character is. He's literally like this demon barber of Tijuana Street, of Revolution Boulevard. And he plays that gimmick and wrestles exactly how the way someone named that. Wait, I'm thinking the Pentagon. Sorry, my bad. This is Rey Fénix. His brother, Rey Fénix, also very similar, though, but doesn't have the whole evil gimmick going on. My bad. Cut that. That being said, still diverse. And then Lance Archer, who is doing old school and then moonsaults, and he's 7 feet tall, 385 pounds. Like he's like an agile Kane. Yeah, just I want to say they took a great risk in putting this in the main event, but I mean, we eat it up. There was no risk for them to do that. You wouldn't see this would be the equivalent of having like Ricochet and God dare I say Baron Corbin in the main event on Raw or something. They just wouldn't do that, no matter how good of a match it is.
They would put a Baron Corbin on a main event on Raw, or which they had before, or on SmackDown. We already know that.
Yeah,
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, bad example, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I know. I'm just trolling you, bro.
Yeah, it's a bad example to use a bad example in your good example. But yeah, I just love that they are not afraid to try new things. They're just mixing different drinks and coming up with these awesome wrestling cocktails for us to drink up, and I love it. This doesn't seem so much as like a feud as it does a rivalry, if that makes sense. Like there's not like a lot of hate going on between them.
Oh no.
When you put Eddie Kingston in the picture, yes, there is like hate between whatever side Eddie's lying on, but he wasn't in this picture. It was just Ray and Lance. It was just a great modern wrestling match between an awesome lucha guy and I don't
monster.
even know. Lance Archer is the Murder Hawk monster, man. That guy is nuts. So I can't even describe his style because he's everything. He's a power. He's a flyer. He's a brawler. He's like something John Moxley turns into if you feed him after midnight. He's like the gremlin version of Kane and Moxley put together. And
oh my God.
I think he's definitely getting lined up for maybe like the TNT title. He's on those tracks for sure. I wouldn't say they're putting him on the heavyweight title track, even though he could definitely pull it off. I think that's reserved for Cage. But I think as Cage lands at the heavyweight title, Archer is going to have the TNT title, and we may have a champion versus champion of some kind.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, that's the future of the company right there. Are some guys who may not have been popular elsewhere. We know that Archer definitely did not do well in WWE, and he did very well in Suzuki Gun, and now he's in America doing well. And hope Jake, stays with him for a while. I love seeing Jake out there. That's throwback to one of my favorite heels growing up. Made me cry as a baby seeing that snake eating up Macho Man Randy Savage. But yeah,
Snake is coming to get you.
Yeah, dig it.
Super excited by just these. I keep saying risks, but they're not risks because they're paying off. Yeah. But by these just stylistic matchups, they're awesome.
Investments, is what I'll say.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. Just everybody's getting on the elevator and they're just landing at different floors that are above the first. It's just a matter of time before everybody is just the best in the business.
Indeed. Agreed. Absolutely. Mr. Matthew Callis, give us your thoughts about that.
You gotta know this about like Lance Archer is that like when he was in Pro Wrestling Noah, one of his entrances he spent like a good 3 minutes walking around the entire audience spitting water all over the crowd. Like you think about like Triple H's intro when he spits water, but like Lance Archer spat like is like that times 20.
It wasn't even water, it was just all spit. Oh.
Yeah. But if anything, with the color red and all the spitting Lance Archer was doing in that entrance, I'd say Lance Archer deserves the moniker more than the Murder Hawk Monster Dragon. I think Dragon is very agile, can move around, can fly, but is also very big and powerful and scary, But
he's throwing, I'm assuming it's developmental talent, not just a random cameraman backstage. I'm hoping they're using developmental talent. Like
that's what he was doing in New Japan. He was kicking young lions in the face.
Yeah, he's throwing them through the ceiling. It is so much comedy. He's literally picking them up and throwing them through the fucking ceiling. It is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
He's definitely, I think
his theme song, "Everybody Dies," is so perfect.
I think
so
he
brutal,
really,
man. I hope he's going to be a face of destruction, but a face, like good guy face of destruction. Yeah.
They really need to give him that title. Whoever is holding on to the Dragon moniker, I'd say he actually does.
Ricky Steamboat, and
Yeah.
so
Ricky Steamboat and Ricky, of course, is retired.
It's your Theo, bro. That's your Theo. That's your uncle.
That's Uncle Ricky over in Hawaii. We'll have some Kahlua pork and some shrimp by the truck. But anyways.
All right, Money Mike, your thoughts about that match?
Any great leader will delegate, and Tony Khan is delegating the main event spot to different people, right? And this is a great example of that. If you want, iron sharpens iron, all these awesome wrestlers that are capable of being in the main event and putting on a great show. This match was awesome, and I know we've said this a lot during this pandemic era, but I wish there would have been a full crowd for this. The electricity that would have been in the building for something like this, and many of these matches during this time. But yeah, the AEW is doing it right because they're focusing on the future. While yes, they have the whole Shaq thing going on. Snoop Dogg came for a frog splash, but the main event is
Did he though? Did he do the frog splash?
It was the dog splash. And but the main event was it is wrestlers from AEW, so it's great stuff. WWE has Bad Bunny, and all that good stuff, or maybe not so good stuff.
Flying rappers.
Flying rappers.
Flying rappers. Jesus Christ, dude.
So yeah,
sometimes
I'm all
you just
for
make me just appreciate you more than I already did.
Well, of course, it's part of that next level consciousness, Chris.
Look, remind you. Okay, look, we're not trying to sound here like AEW marks. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
this particular segment, this 30 minutes, this hour, is one of two parts where we just talk about AEW and then the main roster on the next show.
Thank you for clarifying that to our audiences and viewers.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
In
case they think the show's only about AEW, yes, it absolutely is. But if I were to make the NXT show, I would have just as much passion. Main roster, a little bit less. But I want to. It's not for lack of love. I love pro wrestling, just not in love with some things right now. That's all it is.
There's just a lot of pro wrestling content, by the way. There's just so much. Besides AEW, you still got New Japan, Ring of Honor, MLW. The list goes on. Impact, GSW. We have Bloodsport. Also, you have
Memphis.
Yeah.
We got big bad Beetleborgs behind McDonald's.
So I mean, there's.
I couldn't help it, Chris.
Dude, I fucking love that show, dude. I love with Robo Jay Leno or whatever that was, Alien Jay Leno, man. Dude, go back and watch that.
With a flubber?
I thought Flabber.
He's like Dracula and Jay Leno.
Yeah,
and Flubber was ghost.
Flubber was the movie with
Robin Williams. Yeah, something about that.
I think Jerry Lee Lewis was in the original from like the 50s. Yeah.
Freaking Big Bad Beetleborgs in Omaha, Texas.
All right. So
Big Bad Beetleborgs Pro Wrestling.
Now the final segment for AEW. Let's move on to AEW news. Doing it different now, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm putting whatever AEW news on part 1, and part 2 will be obviously New Japan news and pro wrestling news that has been going around the world as of late. So this is the AEW news that I want to talk about. The huge signing, which is, well, it is Paul Wight.
I cannot legally call him the other name anymore.
It just came out of a curveball, and yes, Uncle Seltzer did not knew about this shit, so I'm glad he didn't. And I wanted to clarify that right now, ladies and gentlemen. And just to give, and then I'm adding WWE for one reason only. They're now, and I'm talking about not only Tony Khan, but I think also Vince, because he has Papa Bruce as well, backing him up. Being a fellow podcaster himself and knows how it works. And every other promotions. They're no longer not letting any inside scoops be revealed. Because they know, and this is where Seltzer is hurting right now. And I'm saying that clearly, and Wade Cat and everybody else that I don't want to mention to, because I'll get my ass in trouble again, because I'm not getting my first warning. But it's hurting them because they don't have the inside scoop. Now they got to figure out how to make shit up.
Yeah, they got to do the clickbait shit.
Yeah, that shit is gone. It's dead now. It ends now because you know what? They caught on to it. Like all these promotions, all these promoters caught on to it that these, you know, the upcoming storyline is going to be exposed and so much, you know, but, you know, there's certain that allows it and certain that doesn't. So I kudos to Tony Khan for not allowing this to be, this was a curveball. So let me explain, which I did read all the reports and confirmed. Giving my opinions, once again, we're opinionators. We're not factuals like those guys. So the story is that Paul Wight couldn't come to an agreement with Vince. Couldn't come to an agreement when it comes to dinero, money.
And he was also unhappy with that last storyline with Randy too. He was very opposed to how that went down.
Oh yeah, but I think it had to do more with money.
Yeah, you'll do anything if you're paid enough.
I think more with money. I heard it was less money what they were offering compared to what Khan offered him.
Everybody has a price.
Curtis is $1 million man. Everybody has a price. No, you do the Don Callis laugh. So that's what you got to do. So now that Paul Wight was announced, he is announced that he did sign a long-term deal. He will be a part of the commentary team with Tony Schiavone coming up on March 15th, which will be a new show, the third show, which we did discuss about prior before on the archives, ladies and gentlemen. We did discuss that we're going to input on third show, in which is now called AEW Elevation. So we did speak about it last week that NXT was doing the same thing, next NXT Evolve, because it's the same thing. It's just a pretty much a different show, exposing, giving TV time to developmental or to any upcoming indies, rising stars to be exposed on the internet worldwide or on national television. And so now, here is the question I'm going to ask my three brothers here. I'm going to start off with Money Mike. Who lost in this one and who won on this one? WWE, did they lose? Did AEW lose for signing Paul Wight? And my follow-up question with that, and it is going to, so listen, guys, this question. Do you feel was the right move of him signing a long-term deal?
Okay. First off, I like it. And you know what? AW Mark or whatever you want to call it, whatevs, it's all good. You know,
I love that swag. I don't give a fuck. So what?
Yeah, whatevs. AEW is doing things I like, right? I can't say about the entire world if everybody's gonna like it, because it's just not true. I've been reading comments of people saying, "Oh, you know, they're just getting WWE wash-ups and this and that." And while that's not true, it has happened. Now, there's going to be a limit for that, right? I just don't think that this was it. I don't think that this is what, you know, now they're doing just WWE guys. They're, you know, because they're not. We're having a tournament of women in Japan that me personally have not been exposed to. I'm just finding out about. Matt has told me about Maki Ito, and I haven't checked out her matches until this tournament. And just in that, in the promo, of course, the Thunder Rosa promo. But as far as a match, my first match seeing her, it was in this tournament, and it was something that really caught my eye. Now, Paul Wight, it seems that not only is he going to commentate, he's going to be wrestling. He's going to be in the ring. This guy has so many years of experience, and it's so rare to come across a big man of that size that is able to provide such great knowledge in the ring, right? You know, we talk about Great Khali and all these other, or Nathan Jones and guys that kind of lack
Love
Right,
that you
we're-
brought up Nathan Jones, man.
Yeah, I forgot what his nickname was, but yeah, he
The Australian.
The Colossus of Bago Road.
Colossus of Barrow.
Yeah.
There you go. These big guy, not every big guy has the ability to to have a enduring career in the ring. Big Show has, not just in WWE, WCW as well, and so a wealth of knowledge for big men, which I do feel that they need to have more big men in the roster. I feel like there's not that many. Okay. Yeah, I like it, and I like what they're doing. We'll see what happens. I just hope that it's not a case like Miro. I hope that they're able to use him in a more stronger way, I guess. I don't know, for lack of a better term. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. There you go.
All right. CK1, talk to me, baby.
Okay. The most exciting part about this is that it happened for me. I'm not like, oh my God, Big Show is in AEW. I can't wait to see what happens. He's going to do some cool stuff. I'm not thinking that. Mostly the most exciting part of this for me was that, this came out of nowhere and he's no longer going to be in the Hall of Fame, which fucking blows. That's just
Hey, the Hall of Fame is Vince's brain.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Which is, it is what it is. Paul knew that going into this. I'm happy he's getting money. Never want anyone to not get what they're worth, and he definitely shopped himself around and got what he thought he deserved. But I'm not like, oh man, this isn't like AJ Styles and Finn Balor coming over to AEW or something. I'm not like, oh my God, I can't wait to see him wrestle Kenny and Moxley and Lance. I'm just not excited about it. Doesn't mean I don't think it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Let's see what happens. Is it going to set a precedent for more people to come over? Maybe. Is it going to add to the not mystique, but the rapport of AEW getting the old washed up WWE guys? It doesn't help that argument. It definitely is what that is. I think that there's not that many washed up, if you want to use that term. If you want to say veterans, probably. I mean, it's basically just like Jericho and Moxley are like the big two that come to mind. I wouldn't say like Jake and Tully and like any that doesn't count. They're not really. Billy Gunn maybe. Like it's not that bad. It's not like when WWE went over to WCW. When there was an entire exodus of the entire roster of people that mattered. It wasn't like that. So there's a few that came over. He waited his claws out. He has that 90-day NDA where he can't compete with anybody. He didn't tell anybody what was going to happen.
He didn't have to. His contract expired, so they failed on negotiating the contracts.
Okay, so he didn't have to wait the 90 days. He basically could leave that day. Awesome. Yeah. I was under the impression he waited the 90 days. Yeah, that's the only cool things I like about it is that he's getting paid what he's worth, and that it might set a precedent for other people to know that they can negotiate and possibly get more money if they do negotiate.
All right.
That's about it for me, man. Like, I don't really see where he's going to go. Feuding with Sting, maybe. I don't know. Fucking Lance Archer. Eddie Kingston would be really weird. Yeah, Shaq. His mic skills on the mic.
Well, yeah, I was going to mention that. Now we can finally see Shaq and fucking Paul Wight at
That's
AEW.
Probably what it's going to be. God damn it.
I mean, it's true.
I don't think I'm going to enjoy him too much on commentary. No offense. His voice is so low, it's almost indistinguishable, kind of like Shaq.
Yeah.
I see him doing the mic thing for like a week or two, but then being like, oh, I'll be right back, and takes the headset off and goes in the ring and fucks shit up, and then that's where he stays. That's pretty much it, man. Pretty cut and dry.
All right. Mr. Don Steamboat.
Now you're just mixing them.
I had to mix them.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
Uh-oh.
Let me talk to you. So, Big Show coming to AEW. Let's put this in perspective. There's only 7 foot 500 pounds. His weight.
Not 500 pounds, bro.
Yeah, his weight. He's lost weight.
He might be under 500. Let me stop you.
Okay, go ahead.
He might be under 500 right now.
Yeah, he's working out and all that.
Dude, he's not just working out. He's like doing
somebody
like
his size though. You don't forget who AEW has the partnership with now. New Japan. There's nobody. The big four from New Japan, and let's not forget, Pro Wrestling Noah could easily Impact and Pro Wrestling Noah are like this, and they could easily go through Impact through AEW. So all the top guys from both Impact and New Japan have never faced anybody the size of the Big Show, and I'm pretty sure they have something like that on their bucket list. I mean, I know Tanahashi's like, wow, I've never faced anybody like that. Well, I gotta at least do.
There hasn't been. I know in Pride we had some big guys, and then Homan Choi that Brock Lesnar fought was a big guy, but that wasn't in pro wrestling.
I mean, you know better than me, Ivan. How long was Great Khali in New Japan for? He wasn't
for quite some time because remember it was also Giant Silva. Don't forget Giant Silva was here too.
Yeah.
You know, if you remember, they did have that tournament. It was for the. This is when it was Inoki running it. Remember, it was a mixture of the tournament for the heavyweight title. And I remember it was Giants. This was damn.
Wait. Is it not to be confused with Bigfoot Silva, right?
Yeah.
Same guy?
Same guy from WWE from the Oddities?
No, I thought you meant UFC fight or former.
Oh,
UFC
no.
Silva.
No, and you
different guy, right?
No, not UFC.
That guy
the main thing is that Great Khali hasn't faced.
My brain completely didn't know where you were going. I was like,
he has not faced the big.
Not that one. Not Bigfoot.
Okay.
UFC.
Just to clarify.
Great Khali's not faced the big four of New Japan. Okada, maybe Tanahashi in a tag match or something like that.
Yeah,
Tanahashi's
tag match. That's it.
Maybe Tanahashi, but not Okada, not Naito, not Ibushi, and not Jay White. Those are the big five of New Japan. Those are the top guys. And now that Big Show's there, they've never faced anybody that size. And to keep in mind, people talk about, oh, Big Show's old. You know, I was like, he works a very specific style, and he's like a few months younger than Chris Jericho. He's still 49. You know, and he doesn't do backflips or moonsaults, and he doesn't take like bumps all the time. He's Big Show. He works his style, you know, his way in storyline. Like Big Show works the Big Show style, and only he could work that style because nobody has his body and his size and his type. He's one of a kind. So let's not like I already said the top 5 from New Japan. Here's the top 4 from Noah. Keiji Muto, the Great Muta, their current champion in Pro Wrestling Noah. Go Shiozaki, Naomichi Marufuji, Kaito Kiyomiya. Those are like the 4. And then there's this dude named Keno who wears red pants and has more kicks than KFC's got chicken fingers, you know.
I'm gonna
get me started with KFC though.
I'm gonna say this though right now that I love your analogy that Paul Wight will get to that, but I'm gonna give you mine. I don't feel that he is not there yet. This is the reason why I'm saying that.
Paul Wight is not where yet.
No, we're Matt is already contemplating where Big Show can land, and now because of the relationships that AEW has,
they're gonna want to face him because they've never faced anybody like him. They just want to all the top guys from those companies.
Japan, though. I don't think Paul's flying across the continent.
No, they're coming here. They're coming here.
That's what I mean. Yeah, for sure.
No, yeah.
And not forget, like they're gonna think in their minds like he faced Big Show faced Hulk Hogan in 1995, 96.
Yeah, that was sold out, right, or something like that. Yeah.
Hog Wild.
What do I know that?
Yeah, they faced.
Yes, you know that. I was close with the.
So he's faced some legends. Paul Wight's faced legends in WCW. Yeah. So for a Japanese wrestler who was like a kid growing up watching WCW, he's like, I gotta cross this off my bucket list. I get to, because of AEW, I could wrestle a legend. Is like, just to be able, like, I know Okada is probably like booking his tickets right now. Is like, hey, Paul, what's going on? Paul-san, can we book this angle, please?
That'd be an interesting match, man. I would be really two opposites of the talent spectrum for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm interested in seeing that, but and this is how I feel about Paul Wight signing. Yes, I think WWE did lose, in my opinion. The fact is that this could have been your future head trainer of your big man division. I'm not saying no pun intended towards I can't believe I forgot his fucking Matt Bloom. No pun intended towards him.
Or Undertaker.
But Mark's more of a part-timer. He's not gonna go there to the performance center and teach these kids, especially the big men, how to, to sell in the ring, to give the fundamentals of it. I don't think
he might come in for some story,
Yes.
wrestle story. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Putting the story together, but
Yeah,
I don't
he's-
see him, like doing bumps and shit.
I don't see him doing that. And I'm not saying that Matt Bloom is not able to do that, but you really need someone like Mark Calloway or like Paul Wight to give these, these individuals that knowledge, which he's taken the knowledge is able to give to Luchasaurus. He's able to give it to Brian Cage. He's able to give it to Lance Archer. You know, Lance Archer is already a veteran as we speak, but not as long
Most
as
of those guys honestly are.
Okay, but
Two Texas boys.
But
but when you consider the casual fan, they're not. So
well, no. I'm with you on that. What you're saying, I'm not. Like I said, remind you, it's a different fundamentals because remind you where Paul Wight came from and his years.
Paul Wight literally wrestled everybody who's ever mattered in the sport.
Exactly,
ever.
and it's just I'm not saying, like I said, it's not no pun intended towards these big men that are not able to perform. I'm not really saying that. It's what he's going to be adding to them is additional fundamentals of how to sell, how to give that psychology in that ring, how to move as a big man. And I feel that that's where Tony Khan got him for that reason, is because he's able to go ahead and provide those fundamentals towards his big man. Because, I mean, look, nobody's perfect. We're all human. We have seen a couple matches from the big man, botches, that are not the greatest. They're like, okay, shit. Now you have this individual, Paul Wight, that is able to give you that knowledge, that those fundamentals that maybe you're missing from that. And you can take that knowledge, maybe that you did know, but now you're taking more extra. And that's where Tony Khan wins on that part. He wins in that part. Now, I'm not going to say that they lost. I am iffy about him commentating with Tony Schiavone because these are upcoming individuals that I don't know how the hell that Paul Wight's going to do it. I think he's going to be the play-by-play, and it's going to be, he's going to be the color, and Tony Schiavone's going to be the play-by-play. Should have been more, should have been Excalibur, but Excalibur is overwhelmed with a lot. He got AEW Dark, he got the women's tournament, he got Dynamite. So I agree with, having these two. Perfect, that's fine. But I'm hoping that we rarely see him in the ring and more helping these talents to get over. That's what I like to see. No, I disagree with the marks to say, they're becoming another WCW, getting all the WWE washed up. I disagree.
It's a small percent. If you were to look at it with actual percent, it's like 3 or 4 of those veterans out of 3 or 4 dozen not veterans.
Mm-hmm.
So it's maybe 5% are the washed up guys. So it's not enough for that title. Yeah, just because you've heard of somebody before doesn't mean that they're washed up. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm definitely agree with you. It's not.
I know you do. I'm talking about the guys like, Jericho or Moxley, they couldn't cut it him. They're past their prime, so they had to go down south. Get the fuck out of here with that.
And plus, Mox isn't even 40 yet. Mox is 37. He's not even 40 yet.
Yeah, for serious, dude. Yeah. So Moxley's probably in his. Moxley is exactly in the prime that he wants to be in right now.
Exactly, and so is Jericho.
I still can't believe Paul Wight Big Show's only 49, to be honest. I really thought he was older than that for him to have all that history, facing Hogan in his prime, facing Ric Flair, facing, like Chris said, everybody who's mattered, and still be under 50.
He was pushed into a main storyline immediately in WCW. The day he debuted, I think they even teased him coming in. But then as soon as he debuted, he had a feud with everybody. He was already main eventing right away, feuding with Hogan right away, feuding with everybody else, joining the NWO shortly after that. He wasn't someone who he's
on the N64 cartridge.
Of course, because he was the only big man. Like I said,
dude, exactly. So he was pushed into the spotlight. I think he was debuted at 2021, something like that.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah. So he's been as experienced as
he's a young legend, to say it.
bam.
I mean,
huge legend too.
Yeah, definitely. I just hope, like I said, that he does not take away TV time. I don't mind him being in a ring here and there. I do not mind that, but I would love to have him more focusing on building this talent, because AEW has a lot in their roster. And how Mike said, I mean, they should have. I mean, I'm not saying that he should have focused on the big man a lot more, but now what the big men that they have is develop them more and give them those fundamentals that they're missing. And I hope that Paul Wight could implement that towards them and give them a better performance in the ring and to avoid botches in the future. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not hating on Paul Wight that he shouldn't get no ring time, but I don't mind here and there. But remind you need to build up your future. I'm not saying that Paul Wight is not, which I am. He's not your future. He's gonna be your future coach, but he's not your future pro wrestler.
I'll say from like a story.
The future main evented Dynamite this past Wednesday.
Thank you. You already said it right. And so one last thing before we actually got to end it right quick. There's a room in your window. I want to go ahead and just you tell me yes or no. And
yes,
Thea Trinidad. It's already there. It's coming there.
I love it. I don't think it's going to happen, but I love it.
It's over.
Hold on.
It's a big.
Is it confirmed?
It's almost there.
There's a rumor. It was a Photoshop. It was a Photoshop.
Yeah, no. Forget the Photoshop thing.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But I was like, the thing is, it's in talks already that she will be going to AEW. It's already coming there. It's not announced yet. I'm telling you, Khan is playing the smart man. He knows what he's doing, and if she does, perfect. Rumor in your window is that she's supposedly going to be pretty much managing Santana Ortiz.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be but here is what I would like to see. I don't want her to see. I mean, I wouldn't mind that either. But
dude, that would be so legit.
But this is what I like to see.
In a singles career.
But let me stop you there. This is
sorry. I'm excited. You know me, bro.
I know. I love it. But I want to get your thoughts. But see, what I would like to see is if Thea comes in, not only her managing them two, I would love to see her managing Ivelisse and Diamante.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Maybe Puerto Rican faction.
Well,
maybe throwing Danny Limelight in there too.
Well, yeah.
Those Boricuas.
Those Boricua style. We've been talking about
Savio Vega.
Hey, you got the bodega, man. Papo Esco, Danny Limelight, Slice Boogie. That's my fashion. My boys right there.
What's grandpa in Spanish? Abuelo?
Abuelo, sí.
Abuelo, yeah.
Yes.
So Sabio Vega will be abuelo to them.
So yeah, so if this is confirmed, which is not yet, it's only room in your window. Now I'm gonna start with you, Money Mike. Do you see Thea going with AEW and managing Santana Ortiz, or do you see her managing these two women that I mentioned, or what do you see her going?
Santana and Ortiz is a much better combination if I had to pick, right? However, I do wish or would like for her to focus on a singles career. I feel that the women's division needs that more so than her managing Santana and Ortiz or even managing Diamante and Ivelisse. I feel like her on her own would definitely be a kick in the women's division. It would be great, I think.
All right, seeking one.
Yeah, singles competition would be the best thing for her, just for her alone, because she's a fantastic wrestler who did not get any ring time essentially in WWE besides doing some spots that helped Andrade.
And a movie.
She had a couple of singles matches, but I mean, she never had a chance to shine. She was an Impact knockout champ, right? Is that correct? Or was she in
tag team? Tag
team. Okay, so yeah, go back and watch that where she actually was allowed to wrestle a match. Pride and Powerful would be awesome. The Ivelisse Diamante thing, fuck making that her manager. Have that be the new Death Triangle.
I love that. I love it.
Let her wrestle and let that be just.
Fucking
even put that in the Thresh division if they ever come up with those triple titles that I heard about. But go back and watch Lucha Underground. I hate to put her name.
God. I hate to
put her name. I hate to say her name. So It rhymes with XE bar, but she was a triple champion and a heavyweight champion in Lucha Underground. You can totally do, maybe not heavyweight champion because that'd be super unrealistic in AEW. But if you do have triple titles, put the, I don't know how to say the female pronoun version of Death Triangle if you could do it, but Lost Death Triangle. Have them in the same division and have them win that damn thing, man. Like, that would be fantastic because that would be very realistic amongst those three. I could see those three beating the shit out of like best friends with Orange Cassidy.
I'm gonna say instead of dos mujeres un camino, tres mujeres y un camino.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yes,
but yeah,
I love that.
If you can make a female Death Triangle with Diamante and Dia Trinidad and Ivelisse. God damn. Damn.
I love you guys.
I was thinking the same thing.
Can I say I love you guys, man?
With Thunder Rosa.
Why are we not writing for these fucking people?
You know, Chris, guess what? Great minds think alike because, not exactly
it's that level of consciousness, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's next level consciousness, Chris.
It's the hive mind. We're all synergy.
It's all synergy. It's part of the next level consciousness, of course.
Wherever she goes, as long as it's on TV and she gets paid what she's worth, I am more than excited because she is a hard worker who went through some bullshit to get where she is today.
Agreed.
Also, I mean, I don't know if we're keeping track on who, but if we could see a Black Mask coming for Jurassic Express sometime soon, that'd be cool.
I
get
see
that
what you're going with
Luchasaurus Aleister Black feud rocking sooner than later. I'd be very happy with that.
I see what you're going with this. Okay. All right.
So if they debuted together, maybe took on like Penelope and Kip Sabian. I get Zack Sabre and Kip Sabian's name mixed up because they're so very similar names. Yeah.
I would have to say that's build with next level consciousness.
Kind of sound like Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Hello, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, you're a mark from Mr. Anderson, you're a mark from Greenwich, Connecticut.
Oh my God! All right, all right. I love it.
I'm good, man.
I'm loving it. Matt, Mr. Steamboat, last one before we gotta go part 2.
Yeah, I'll say that I actually concur with Chris's idea. Yeah, like three, like that triple.
There's no women factions, and last time.
Yeah.
I can't even think the last time there's ever been a 3-women faction. Maybe like
there's a lot of women.
Divas, was there like Eminem?
Riot Squad.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Beautiful people in Impact.
Yeah, there's a lot of women.
Riot Squad should have come to mind. But there's been so few that it's hard to keep track. It's so few that's hard to keep track.
Team PCB.
So
there's a lot of women, not enough. There's a lot of women, not enough. What do you call that?
There's a lot of T and N, but not a lot of A. That's all I'm saying. And by A, I mean action, not the other A.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Even though we're TVMA,
astrology,
curse, but we don't touch that
like
other
sailors.
subject. No.
Yeah.
We don't. Not here. We don't do that.
but yeah, the triple fraction, and then working more like that. Oh, and I was also going to say about something with Twitch and Cameo. We're gonna see that Twitch and Cameo back up with a big.
Wait, what's that third thing she has? She has it. You want to say it?
Say it.
Say it, man.
Clubhouse?
Maybe some exclusive content. You can pay monthly for memberships to. The Trinidad may or may not have an OnlyFans.
Oh, well, I was gonna say Patreon too. Hey, they got some pretty wholesome. They got wholesome content on OnlyFans.
It is not. It's not a sexual OnlyFans.
No.
Which is great. It is. To be honest, it is sexy cosplay.
But Enzo Amore has an OnlyFans.
From what I've heard articles, I've heard from the articles that are Bleacher Report mentioning that she had one. I've never looked at it.
I know somebody who does guitar lessons on OnlyFans. So
he hasn't seen it, right?
I know it exists, and I saw the thumbnail for the article. I promise.
But guess who else? Enzo Amore's got an OnlyFans. So I don't know.
Well, you forgot that Chris has an OnlyFans too.
Couple haters, yeah.
Couple haters.
And it's literally just like a ceiling fan and a bedroom fan, and I only have fans.
I have that old. I got that Chinese fan though, the one that's like.
Oh, you have the fucking Geisha fan, bro?
I have the
That's
Geisha
hilarious.
fan. I've got two of them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
I
much
got
for
only
tuning-
Geisha fan.
This is a great way to end it. We're done.
Thank you for tuning in for part 1 of episode 43.
Thanks for the next level consciousness.
In part 2, we will be discussing about pro wrestling news with New Japan, what's going on around the world, and somebody was seen backstage in New Japan Strong Style, and we haven't seen him since a year ago. From I guess you could say from around this week. So, and then we'll talk about him, and also we'll talk about the most recruitment in history as well, and then we'll do NXT and the Elimination Chamber, where Mike and I will discuss the future of WrestleMania. So stay tuned for part 2 and enjoy the commercials after this break, and we'll see you on part 2. So don't go anywhere. Right back.
Gods amongst insects.